Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I want to share some thoughts and theories about the TV show Supernatural. Obviously, these thoughts and theories are based on the most recent episode, so I'm going into spoilers. So if you've not seen the recent episode, do not watch this video. Also, side note, a lot of the stuff I'm bringing up in this thoughts and theories are things that I brought up in my most recent review of the latest episode of Supernatural. So I'm just kind of putting it here in just kind of a more easier format to find it, because I don't expect people to kind of like sit through my reviews. And if you didn't know, I also, review TV shows on this channel, and I review Supernatural. So, but that's enough shilling. Basically, my thoughts and theories is obviously where we see what the episode left off. Jack ended up killing Michael, and it seems he got his grace back. He's back to being full-blown Nephilim like he was before. I mean, he never stopped being a Nephilim, but now he's back at full power. My thoughts and theories that currently stand, I believe Jack is going to shift over into being the main antagonist now, because obviously, like, that Gorgon Noah talking the whole story of like the chicken and the snake, and he couldn't tell which one Jack was. And Cassiel had told Jack the stories about sacrificing what you love to kill what you hate, essentially. And in the end, Jack ended up sacrificing, he burned away probably all of his soul trying to kill Michael, because it meant he didn't care, because as long as it meant protecting his family, the people he cares about, he's like, I'm an angel, a hunter, and a Winchester. And so that's why I think he's going to be set up to be the main antagonist, because now he no longer has his humanity. Because I'm sure, like, the reference I used in a review was kind of comparing it to Sam. We saw how much of a completely different person Sam, even using Donatello, how different of people they are. But definitely in the Sam example of what it's like to not have a soul, plus the whole angel side of things too, I think that's definitely going to be interesting, because, like, let's not forget whose kid Jack is after all. And I think his humanity, Kelly's heart and soul kind of helped, bring that light out in Jack, and now potentially that light might be snuffed out. This is where I currently stand in that thought process, but I could be wrong about it. But I think that'd be kind of like the nice angle to take the story, because Jack, Jack started off as kind of an enemy, at least in Dean's eyes, but over the course of the series, he's become like a brother, and then in some regards almost like a son to him. And so they become like family, like he cares about Jack. And I think the tragedy of it all will be like Jack sacrificing for his family will end up kind of inadvertently turning his family against him in a certain regard, and it's like I said, it's just interesting if they do that, because the dynamic of Dean potentially being enemies with Jack again, it's going to be like a complete, not even like a 360, a 180 in a certain regard, because it won't be the same situation. Because before he looked at Jack as kind of the enemy, and then looked at him as family, and now he's looking at him as family and then potentially looking at him as an enemy. I think that's going to be harsh to do, especially because let's not forget they still have the coffin. The coffin can hold an archangel, but to be fair, and I said this too, was like Jack is a Nephilim. He is stronger than an archangel, so it might not be able to hold him if the time comes. But my current thought too is kind of along those same trails, is I think this is also going to lead to the Empty grabbing Castiel, because I think when it's all said and done, the Empty said that when Castiel is at his most happiest, it will come and snatch him up, as per their deal. I think they're going to end up saving Jack in some shape or form. Like, they're going to try and lock him up, but then they might not have any choice afterwards. They might have to try and kill him, but they may be able to restore his soul or something. Maybe they have to sacrifice someone else's soul to give him a soul. Like, my current thought was kind of like maybe Rowena. I hope not, but that was my current thought, because they reiterated in this episode, because there's a whole aspect of like Rowena was like, oh yeah, I'm not worried about you trying to kill me, Michael, because my fate already says, the books that death have on everyone, it already says that Sam's going to be the one to kill me. I'm thinking Sam's going to kill Rowena in all for the purpose. It's not like, oh, it's more like she sacrifices herself and Sam's the one that ends up doing it. I mean, because like obviously, like, the story doesn't give context to stuff, like in a sense of like when it comes to like those books, they don't really necessarily, well, I'm sure everything's kind of laid out, but at the same time I still feel like there's still context missing. So it could be a situation of Sam does kill her, but it's not like, oh, she's evil and he has to kill her. It might be like, it's a necessary sacrifice that she's willing to be a part of, because she does care about them all, which would be interesting too, considering the fact is, how Rowena feels about Lucifer, but she does recognize Jack is not Lucifer, so she'd obviously be more willing to sacrifice for Jack. But I think it, just considering her feelings for Lucifer, I think it'd be interesting if that ended up being the case. And that in itself, if Jack does kind of go rogue, that could potentially lead to, problem there in itself, where you'd have like, you know, Jack doing stuff that probably makes him look a lot more like Lucifer, just like his actions and stuff like that, and it might scare Rowena in certain regards. Like I said, that's potential if they go down that route, but I'm assuming like he burned away all of his soul, like I said, and burned away all his humanity. But getting back to what I was trying to say earlier about like why I think Cassio is going to get taken by the beginning, because I think Jack's going to get saved and it's going to make him happy and stuff, and it's like, oh, everything's working out, we're good, and in that moment it's all going to be snatched away from Cassio because he's going to be taken by the empty. So like I said, currently those are my thoughts about where everything is potentially going. I could be completely wrong, and I'm fine with that, but you know, that's just kind of what's bubbling in my head right now, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'd love to know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts about this situation? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. But really, that's all I wanted to talk about this video. Until the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and good